Boy. Renee loves to just poke my anxiety.
It's casual.
It is casual. Ah, shit.
Nice. Here we go. Not to sound like Judge Stern, but I always say that the first thing you should hear in a talk show is shit.
Well, I got crossed up there. Here's the thing. That's about the 50,000th time I've played that, and I've not got it yet. So
it's different every time, like Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't know that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
We have a wonderful show tonight. As you can see, we have Tom Cheshire here and DJ Troy, DJ T-Roy.
In the building. What's up?
So Renee and I had
really
a very
profound
profound moment a couple of nights ago. We actually were on Clubhouse and we listened to an interview with none other than
Dick
Are you ready for this? Dick Cavett. Yeah, Dick Cavett. And it was just, he's as sharp as a tack. He must be in his 80s. He's as sharp as a tack, had great stories. I've been watching all kinds of Dick Cavett stuff this past 2 days. Jonathan actually pointed me out to the one with Gore Vidal and Norman Mailer, which was just awesome. I mean, it was like a tag team match.
For those who've never seen that, Gore Vidal and Norman Mailer, of course, was on the show. Mailer was drunk. He was soused and started he spent basically the entire segment just poking fun at Gore Vidal. Of course, Gore Vidal had been well-versed in on-air arguments with his argument with William F. Buckley in mind. But that's a whole nother kettle of fish. So, yeah.
Yeah, he just embarrassed the heck out of himself. The audience just hated him. At one point, he turned to the audience and goes, "Are you just all a bunch of idiots?" I was like, "Go, man!" Oh, do not do that. So yeah, it was like a tag team wrestling match. You know, it was just unbelievable.
Speaking of wrestling, I got an email with a video. I got a message for the show, Rory. I don't know if you want me to play it, but it's a little interesting.
Is this the thing we talked about earlier with the
guy I don't know if
the manager?
There's a manager, who had a message for people on the show, and I don't know if you want me to play it or.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little weird.
It's kind of weird and interesting. Yeah, go ahead and play those.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know about professional wrestling, how they shoot on one another. They have promos. I guess that's what's going on here. So, we got
trying to get their message out to social media. So we were one of the people that got on their list somehow.
Yeah. So this is for our audience, I guess, if you guys want to see it. All right. Troy, where'd you go, Troy? Troy, I want your reaction to this thing.
Troy sensed the weirdness. Troy sensed the weirdness.
I got a feeling he's gonna come back with something wrestling.
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna come back. I feel like he's gonna come back with something on, like the Ultimate Warrior.
He's gonna come back looking like Randy Macho Man Savage.
You never know
with the beef jerky, because he likes beef jerky. Or he's gonna do one of these, Hulk Hogan. I'm a real American. That's Hulk Hogan, Damn it. Yeah, exactly. I bet Tom could do it. Tom, have you ever done that? I know Tom's done that.
My dad.
Tom is not a fighter. He's a lover.
My dad always told me never make the same mistake more than 20 or 25 times. So I'm willing.
All right. Well, I guess we'll play it without Troy. Troy's gone.
Troy got nervous.
So Rory, you want me to play the? Oh, here. Wait, no, he came back.
He did.
I
There he
waited
is.
for you, buddy.
That was weird.
He's not looking like Macho Man Savage.
It's a potty. It was a potty break.
It was
It just dipped out, man. It was just like peace.
Oh man, we thought you were gonna come back dressed as Randy Savage. We thought you were gonna like come back with a beef jerky and say snap into a Slim Jim. No.
No, not that wasn't the plan.
All right, Roy, do you want me to play the? Let me play.
Yeah, go ahead and play the manager, and then and the other one.
Here we go. Let's see.
This is Jamie Hart introducing my boy, the Purple
Okay, we go.
Terror. I call him Cha-ching because he is such a moneymaker. Now, for all y'all Americans hiding under rocks in your little underground bunkers, not knowing nothing about people who are famous and actually getting things done, the Purple Terror is the wrestler that is going to transform America. That's right. He's going to put down his hamstring hammer on you. He's going to give you a butt bite, and you're not going to even know what hit you. So I'm just letting you know, that's Jamie Hart right here. Be nice to my boy, because if you don't, you got a butt bite waiting for you. Oh.
Well, okay.
Okay.
So
well,
That was
that was a little weird. Okay.
that was
So,
something.
like a tiger mom.
She's really Purple Terror, so
The Purple Terror.
The Purple Terror is her client, that's who she represents, and she's telling he's coming up from another country, I guess, because she said America's not ready or something.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So you want to
Go ahead.
You
run
want-
it. Go ahead.
all right,
see him.
let's see the Purple Terror. I don't know if y'all are ready, but this is who
Here we
she's
go.
talking about. This is her guy.
Prepare yourself, for I am here. I am the Purple Terror. I am from Mexico.
Oh.
My father was a terror. My grandfather was a terror. My uncle, on my mother's side, he was a Santo, very famous. And now I am here.
remember Santo.
I am famous for the butt bite and the hamstring hammer. Beware. The Purple Terror. I am here.
He's here. I don't
Okay.
know. He's here, so we're gonna start.
Ray,
seeing
these
some shit go down.
characters, I don't know what it is about you, but you're just like light to a moth. They just all swarm you.
They're not
I look forward to seeing
characters.
him in the ring.
Renee
They're not
attracts weirdos. I love it.
well, Dennis Tardon, when he was a reporter, he mud wrestled women for a story. So yeah, it's on video. Yeah, I've seen it.
You
So
need
we're
to
gonna-
post that ASAP. ASAP.
So, anyways, but I have real wrestlers that I'm getting Dennis to interview, and I got to tell him about the culture. Wrestling is like a real culture that people take it very seriously. There's history there. Yeah, so I'm gonna prep him for that. But the Purple Terror looks pretty scary. That's the real deal.
He looks
Sure.
formidable.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Troy
we have
looks
two
scared.
guests here that we're going to get to now. I've obviously got to put Tom Cheshire on first. You got to follow Tom Cheshire. He's the guy that
Oh,
opens
yeah.
the show. Lars
on now.
Nagel told me. He says you have to follow Tom Cheshire. So, Tom, you like to open the show.
I do. The pandemic, basically, forced us to kind of invent ourselves, and even though I've been on stage most of my life, I still get nervous. And opening the show, there's pressure, but also I feel there's more pressure closing the show. And what was going on when we were doing the BLT show, which is, still going on. Lars loves closing. I said, no problem. I love opening, and it's been great. It's worked out great for both of us.
Very good. Would you like to play some songs first before we ask you a few questions?
That's up to you. Just thank you guys for having me on the show. I feel awesome. I feel like I fit in with It's Casual. I'm wearing a heavy metal hoodie, and I'm having a blast. I feel casual.
We're
I'm wearing,
pleased as punch to have
my
you, man.
Converse T-shirt tonight.
I love all of you guys and love what you're doing. So thanks for having me. Yeah, I
We
can do
love
a
you.
Yeah, go ahead and do that voodoo that you do so well for a little while, and then we'll ask you a few questions after.
one and then chat a little bit and then do another.
You can do a couple if you like. That's your call. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Great. this goes out to you guys. She left me a note, who promises and kisses I put on the coat. They're already missed out. I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around. I put on a sweater, it's almost felt her breathing. Ripped off that letter when I realized she was leaving. I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around. I scream into the night and I do some talking. Can you get it right? She said, let your fingers do the walking. I'm not messing around. 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 Not messing around. Thank you. Drop my bed, stand up now, I'm a mess. If you feel the same, we'll jump a tree. Though these words don't sound very smart, but in five this morning, knew from my heart, I'll feed you. Yes, I'll feed you. And I moved out of town to make myself sound. I sing all these songs just to get me along. I know these words don't sound very smart, but at 5 this morning, they're from my heart, and I'll fix you. Yes, I'll fix you. Let ourselves go. We fell all apart. Remember your promise that we'd work it out. Now these words sound like they're falling apart. Well, just like this song, they are from my heart. I'll fix you. Yes, I'll fix you. And I'll fix you. Yes, I'll fix you. And I'll fix you. And I'll fix you. And I'll fix you. And I'll fix you. Let me fix you. Let me fix you. Let me fix you. Let me fix you. That man fix you. Thank you.
Wow. Awesome stuff, Tom Cheshire. Awesome stuff.
Amazing.
And our host
Everybody
is
wants
muted.
to do that song. Yeah. Rory, you're muted.
That is not
Yeah,
good
I didn't
when
want
the host
my-
is muted.
Yeah, I didn't want my mic interfering with his performance. So,
okay.
I've heard a lot of other people weigh in on it. The Wuxtree event. Tell me your feelings on how it all came about and how you felt that it went.
Wow, it was wonderful and humbling because I've been part of the Atlanta music scene for over 20 years, but the past 10 years I've been living in New York. But Atlanta has been very good to me as a musician and an artist. And I know the folks at Walk Street, but excuse me, I hadn't been there in years. And Record Store did the big thing. And I've never been asked to be a part of anything like this. And I believe they reached out to Lars. And then Lars was like, well, I'm doing this thing with Tom Cheshire called the BOT Show. Tom's the band Western Motel. And they were like, oh, yeah, we know who he is. Would he want to do this? And I walked in, introduced myself, and said who I was. And they were so nice and said, oh, we know who you are. Which, as a musician and an artist, that's always humbling, and they couldn't have been nicer. And I walked in the back room, which I'm sure all of you did, and I was like, man, this is not very big, but I've always joked around saying I should do a kitchens and bathrooms tour. And I could say, I sold out. I think Fitz and I have even talked about it. And we sold out every night, but we played like in front of 8 people and two people hanging out in the bathtub. But so I was like, man, if there's 90 people in here, it's going to be packed. And I think at one point there was like 25 people there. So it felt wonderful. It felt warm and cool at the same time. Meeting you guys was wonderful and overwhelming, but not too much. Everything just felt right. And it felt great to sing the songs. It felt good to play percussion and back up Lars. Lars I hadn't seen in person in many years as well. The whole day I think you described it as magical, and I concur. I think it was really beautiful, special.
Agreed. And also, I felt the same way when I first got to Wuxtree. We pulled into the parking lot. I asked Siri, on my phone to give us the directions. And we pulled into the parking lot. I'm like, where's the record store? I was expecting it to be like this big neon Virgin record store kind of thing, And we got in there, and it was very cozy.
It's an old school record store, which like they are in Athens, which and it was that. I think you even posted. You're like, hey, for those of you who haven't been here, the sign that says Walk Street, it's not even easy to read. It very well could be a bicycle.
Yeah, it's next to the pet place. But actually, once I got inside, it was just a really cool record store, and like you say, we packed them in. And it was a very interesting venue for you and Lars. And again, everybody that came had a great time.
Yeah, and I love seeing Diane singing along and everything like that. And I was watching from home, and I got to see everyone from like Sylvia and like Troy. You were there. Jonathan, of course, was also helping to stream it. I mean, and we saw all the big, it was just so cool to see everybody in the same space like that.
Yeah, and Troy and I got to the coffee shop early, and Diane came in early, and Tom came in shortly thereafter. So we got to spend a little time together before the event. So that was
all the
nice.
Pictures, all the Troy pictures, all the crazy Troy pictures.
Old onion ring eyes rides again.
He rides again. There you go.
That whole trip, getting to Athens and Atlanta, it was great, but getting to meet Tom, getting to meet Lars and Troy and Rory and Joanna and Diane and Sylvia and everybody, it was just wow. It was magic. Tom, you said it. It was magical. I can't stop.
I'm laughing because for the days right after that, when that happened, everybody was like, "Oh, it was so great to meet Lars, and so great to meet Tom, and it's so great to meet Jonathan," and nobody said Rory. And I was like,
"That's not true.
That's not true.
Hey, wait a minute, chop level here.
That ain't true.
That's not true.
I drove 10 hours. Wait.
There were people that were thrilled to meet you. Hell, you're next to one of them in the chat.
The first person to actually say Rory, and that made my day. But Tom, have you always had? Actually, I want to ask you a new question now because you said you spent time in New York. What was that like? What kind of venues did you do in New York?
Oh, well, see, I grew up in New York, so I mean, I'm a New Yorker, and then I moved to Atlanta in the early '90s. But that being said, in your early 20s, you really know nothing. If you think you know a lot, you just need to grow. I mean, I was in my early 20s, and I was a bit stubborn, and I thought I knew a lot more than I did. So again, Atlanta was so kind to me. So Atlanta and I grew up together, I feel, and I became the artist that I am now. And Atlanta had a lot to do with it. And certainly put out some of my first few records, first few albums that helped define me because I wanted it to be rock and roll, but I also wanted it to be just as much poetry, So then I went through a separation and then a divorce. And, that was end of 2011 and 2012, and I just knew I needed to, think about. We need to know is sometimes everyone says know your strengths. That's cool. Also know your weaknesses.
Well, yeah, I could see you being like a big hit in the Villages, there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I moved back. I grew up in Queens, but I moved back to Brooklyn. Lived in Greenpoint, Williamsburg, and then my last place was in Bushwick. And but played a lot of clubs in the Lower East Side and the Village. And yeah, I mean, my first shows back in New York were like small places like Pianos, which is off Ludlow, and that's. I mean, a lot of people I think know about it as I think that where like Lady Gaga got discovered, but it's just a small, tiny room about the size of that record store, about the record store room with a piano, And I basically was to reinvent myself and also recharge the batteries and rebuild myself, not only as a musician and an artist, but my brain and my heart and body as a human, because I was angry at the world and I needed to not be and love the world again and love things again and also love me again. And all of the things that I wanted, I achieved 100% of, which is awesome.
I cannot wrap my head around you saying that you were angry at the world. I mean, since I've met you, and again, I haven't known any of you very long, just a few months. But since I've known you, you've been like the sweetest guy with hearts on all your comments.
Oh yeah.
I can't ever picture Tom Cheshire being angry at the world. What would cause that?
Too nice, but do not piss me off. No, I'm kidding. It takes a lot to upset me, but get there. Trust me. I think we all have that tipping point. I luckily probably will never go there again because I'm just in such a good space, and the closest I am to achieving what I want in my life now, which is like a Buddhist mentality, and I'm just good. So I don't know if I'll ever be that way again.
That's what I'm saying. You seem to be the most easygoing guy, like in the whole group, So that just, again, when you said that, I was like, what?
Told you that, really know, and we never know what other people are going through. I mean, I remember working with these guys who just felt the same thing, and I got really close to this one guy. We had a blast. I mean, it was, the company I worked for was amazing. It was all musicians, skateboarders, graffiti artists, and surfers, like the most positive dudes ever. And this guy got real close, and we were doing an install, a Coca-Cola commercial or something, and he was just like, "You're always so positive." And I was like, "Man, I'm going to die for the past 2 years," And he's like, "What?" I was like, "I'm good." I was like, "I'm good now, trust me," And he's like, "Well, if we fell in love with you at your worst, imagine what we're going to think about you when we see you at your best." And I was like, "Damn, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me." So, no, shit's good. I'm sorry for cursing. Things are good.
No, it's okay.
No, we curse. That's all right.
Yeah, it's cable. It's all right. But
I curse all the time. I curse like a
Steve
motherfucker.
Anderson. He was a comic, and he was also a skateboard guy when he was very young. So and now he's an artist, and I mean, all of that seems to kind of come together, for some reason.
I didn't finish school. A couple of marketing classes in college, and then just a hyper guy who just couldn't sit still. I still can't. But I am still saying that music and punk rock and skateboarding was my fraternity. I mean, it taught me so much. I mean, I could probably sleep on a couch in any country, in any city, in any country because of rock and roll, punk rock, and skateboarding.
Wow. Tom,
Now-
when did you first come to Atlanta?
So I came in, I think we moved here in 88 and my younger brother, and I moved here in, I think, 92. And I hated it. I moved back to New York, and my dad, being the wise, awesome man he was like, you didn't get a fair share. You didn't, you got to really try, to give the city a chance. And I came back a couple of years later, and I met, in like 94 or something, some of the people I'm still sharing the stage with today. I mean, I think I met Lars 2 years later than, I think maybe I met Lars in 97. Marlo, Ben, all of my favorite people, I met pretty much right away, and it was like magic,
Was it culture shock coming? So, I mean, I'm from upstate New York. And so when I went down to Georgia, it was culture shock for me. I was 18 and people would notice that I wasn't one of them. Did you get that? Did you get that?
And then it took a minute, even though Atlanta was still growing big time. I think it went into like hyper, like warp speed.
Yeah, that's what they would say to me, like, slow down. Where are you going so fast? Where are you talking so fast? Yeah.
I got the same thing in my formative years. I moved up to Lake City, Florida, which is right under the Georgia border there at I-10. And I was from Miami. So, I mean, I didn't have a Southern accent. And again, I spoke very fast. And I got picked on a lot for that.
Wow.
For that. Now, meeting some people with like minds, like guys who wanted to rock and roll, that is a game changer and a life changer. So, like I said, in the 90s, I was sharing the stage, with Lars and some of his bands, and that was wonderful. And, like I said, I met some men and women, probably easily 20, 30 men and women. Like Cassie, for instance, who's on the show with me for
She's awesome. She's awesome.
Incredible.
And we've been friends for, so what is that, 27 years? I mean, that's insane. And she is amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, she strikes me. I love how she holds her own with the boys. She doesn't let any boys toss her around. I mean, she's an inspiration to me as a woman.
Well, that's down. She's like, no, you're wrong. Which week we tried tomorrow night's episode, Kim Ware will be on it. And
I forgot about that. Oh God.
We need to get all you guys on this show, because we plan on making the show grow, just like what you guys are doing with this show and your other wonderful shows and everything on Untitled Media. I mean, we're trying to build some stuff, and we're very excited about all of it.
Oh yeah, and I love
a bunch of us going to be in Atlanta in August. Come on,
yes.
In August.
Let's do this.
And
planning on seeing you guys for sure.
And collaboration. Tom, you're a collaborator. I'm a collaborator. Dennis, Rory, Jonathan, all of us, Troy, all of us, we're not competitive in that way. Jake Allen from SDF, KMH and SDF and Tardon Media, we all, and all of this runs on collaboration, not competition, because we understand that a rising tide lifts all ships, right? And that's what I love about you, Tom, is you brought Lars in, Lars brought me in, I brought, so it's this beautiful chain of love, and nobody's trying to backstab. And I mean, that's all bullshit. It makes people look weak when they do that. We need each other, and you're a collaborator.
I mean, I just did an interview with a friend who's got another podcast, and he was like, man, you're always sharing other people's records and information on your page. And I go, yeah, and it costs me nothing. And I love being able to help them out. If me sharing a friend's new record, or your new song, by the way, which you collaborate with, which is amazing. If 10 people listen to that's wonderful, and it costs me nothing. Also, my pleasure. It's a joy for me to do that.
Yeah, and we love doing that for you too, because you're fucking amazing.
Yes.
Did you always have support in doing what you do? I mean, along your life, along your career, did you always have the support of your family and your friends?
Not completely, it's funny. My folks did the best, and they didn't have that much, but we got all the lessons. I think they must have did it on barter or whatever, but I mean, I got piano, guitar lessons, voice lessons, dance lessons, and then got beat up a lot. So I basically said, no, I don't want any of those things, even though they pushed them on us when we were younger. And then I became an athlete. And then as I discovered girls and really loved songs, and that's when And then they were like, no, we don't want you to get into it because there's trouble along those lines. They just saw the negative side. But here's my folks have come to tours of mine, and my younger brother who played drums in all my bands growing up, he's a successful writer in New York and teaches at Queens College writing, and and we're still best friends. And for a while, I'll hear stories that I wasn't there. He's like, glass of wine, and he's yelling at my mom. He's like, you have no idea. This song that I wrote has probably created 300 people. Like people have fooled around to his music, like that kind of.
Oh my God.
So thanks, brother. Thanks, baby brother, for pushing.
Can you play us another song?
Let's do one more. Okay, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, this is what I opened up with the other day, and I'm going to record it sometime in Tennessee with my friend Matt Smile at Audio Oasis. Plug for Matt Smile. And I've been fooling around with this idea in my head for a minute, and I'm going to do part of it. But it's what I opened up with at Walk Street, and I just love the story behind it because it reminds me of my train ride back to New York City in 2011. Yeah, does that sound pretty good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
There we go. I took a train in New York City, laughing, smoking like that morning in September. Can you remember when I told her she looked pretty? She reached out to hold my hand in the days that followed after. We just stood there listening, and it's good to be home. And it's got to be home again, and it's got to be home. And it's got to be home again. And it's got to be home. It's got to be home again, and it's good to be home. And it's got to be home again. That's half of it. Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Rory, you're muted again.
It's called New York Waltz.
Yes, I am. Again, I don't want to
New
interfere
York
with
Waltz.
the performance.
Yeah, it's going to be called New York Waltz, and I think it'll be an opener of if I have the confidence to actually put out a Tom Cheshire like solo record. It's what I'm flirting with. Yeah.
Well, if you haven't recorded yet, the next guest that's coming up here right now has his own recording studio in his home.
That's true.
And his name is Troy Moore, a.k.a.
Troy Moore.
DJ T-Roy.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, Slick.
Troy, say something.
Hello.
There he is.
It's Clint Eastwood.
Hello.
Punk.
You the guy that ordered the burrito about half an hour ago? You get to pick it up, huh?
Did I order 6?
Robert
Oh.
Williams the second right here.
This burrito is cold like the fate of the world.
Can I use
Just
that
kidding. Heart emoji.
Eastwood going through the drive-thru.
Yes.
Do you feel hungry? Do you, punk?
When I got together with this guy in Douglasville, oh my God, it was wacky. Wacky. It was wild. It was crazy, but I loved it. I loved every second of it. My nipples were hard the whole time. How's your uncle, by the way?
Oh, he just left this morning.
No, really?
Yeah, my mom was having none of it. See,
Man.
what happened was he was
Wow.
talking shit, and my older brother, he can't keep anything to himself. So he went up and told my mom everything this guy was saying, like, I ought to shoot out her air conditioner, but I'm not gonna. And she was having none of it after that. And she said, "Go down there and tell him he's out by the morning."
What?
And I was like, Steven, if you would have kept it to yourself, you wouldn't have to be in this confrontation, you know.
Summer needs air conditioning.
Yeah.
He had an uncle who was sleeping on his sofa, and it was like the uncle who would never leave.
Yeah, and he stunk up. Remember how he stunk up the living room? You said that.
Yeah.
You're like, you need to get
I
a
wasn't gonna
rainbow
say
down there
anything, but
because
yeah, okay.
that shit is musty. And I was like, nah, it's not. It's not usually like
That
that.
was my uncle.
That was my uncle.
uncle's musty.
That's how he smells. And I know he went to the bathroom last night because I went in there to take a nice bubble bath with my lavender body lotions, you know, like I usually do. And I could smell that he'd been in there. It smelled like cigarettes and Waffle House.
Oh,
Yeah, I will concur.
Yeah,
That's exactly the smell.
Smells like my first wedding.
that's the name of my soul now.
Now you'll fumigate that couch, little Febreze. Everything must be hunky dory again.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Cigarettes and Waffle House. That's the record right there.
Need a nuclear Febreze bomb.
The first thing I got to ask you, and I think we're all wondering the same thing: were you a class clown?
Oh yeah. That's why I ended up having to get my GET.
You got your GET.
GT.
No, I'm just joking.
that is
I graduated
a
from
test.
middle school.
Oh, GED in Florida. That is your
Yeah.
test that you
No
use to
GED
graduate
here
high
too.
school.
You know, I was just downplaying my IQ a little bit. You know, for
Yeah.
comedic excellence. My GET. I got my ABT and my GET and the same.
You graduated
wallet.
cum laude, didn't you?
Hakuna
I
Matata.
know.
Hey, I've seen The Lion King. I'm the king of lion too. I lie about anything.
Oh my
Shit.
God.
I don't even tell the truth about that. I'm a nice man.
Hey,
hey. Don't be afraid to
He's
be
the Lion King.
strong. Just look
Troy?
into your heart.
Oh man. Troy, were you born and raised in Georgia, or were you a transplant to Georgia?
What you told me?
Transplant.
It's a good
Like-
question.
I was born. I ain't no trans and I ain't no plant. Goddamn.
Oh boy, here we go. Here
You
we
set
go.
him up beautifully. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that was a softball setup.
I was born in Savannah, and I don't know how long we stayed there. I guess I came into the world, and my dad knew I was going to be expensive, so we came to Georgia. And
Savannah's beautiful. Nice little town on the sea.
yeah, I went back with a girlfriend at one point, and it was fun. You know, it was chaotic, but fun.
Well, they let you, they
Yeah,
let
she
you drink.
comes back to the
they let you
hotel room,
drink
and
the
I'm like,
drink
"Where'd you
yourself."
get 6 rotisserie chickens from?" She made some friends downstairs, you know.
They still had Kenny Rogers there.
Oh God.
She made
Oh,
she
I
made
miss
friends
those.
with Kenny Rogers.
I miss him
Double.
so much.
Mm.
I love Kenny Rogers roasters.
I like
So
the
good.
guy that played Kenny Rogers on Mad TV. I always enjoyed those.
Mm.
I miss that. I miss
I miss
that. I
Mad
love
TV.
Back in the
TV.
90s when Mad TV
Fiction.
Mad TV was the shit. Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. Mad TV. Michael McDonald and Will Sasso.
Will
Oh,
Sasso,
gosh.
yeah.
Steven Seagal. It's Letterbox 2000. See, now you can see everything that's going on. Look at that. Look at me over here. Look at me. I'm drinking a Coke.
Oh my goodness, so good.
I don't like the way you seals are coming up on the beach and polluting our ocean. What's that? You know, there's always
Bobby
crack
Lee,
there.
and Bobby Lee as well.
Yeah, Bobby Lee.
Bobby
That
Lee
dude-
is genius.
Mm.
that dude's
Amazing.
an insane genius. Yeah.
He's got a great podcast. I think it's called The Tiger King.
Yeah. I watch that
Yes,
all
he
the time.
does. Tom, there's a question coming in for you. It says, "How long has West End Motel been together?"
Oh, a long time. Let's see. The idea of it I put together in 1997. And that was because I was living in an area downtown Atlanta called the West End, and it was a really rough area, like like basically like Atlanta's Harlem. You know, we had a huge warehouse and we built a skate ramp in there. We painted. It was real cheap to live. I think it was 6,000 square feet and it was like $800 a month. So we had like 10 people living there and everyone paid like $80 a month. And it was very much an art commune. And I started writing poems and painting and coming up with music ideas. And the whole idea was for it to be like, let's say tonight, Renee, Rory, myself, Jonathan Phipps, and Troy performed. We'd be West End Motel. But then tomorrow night I could play with a completely different band, and that'll be West End Motel. It's about having different guests in the motel, giving their creative input and being artists. But I don't think Brent and I put out our first record in like 2005. And I think that was like 20 something songs, and really four or five songs came out on a couple of singles on record. And then we took it seriously and got a really good backing band, which we still have, and put out our first full-length record in 2010, a record on Warner Brothers in 2012, a record in 2017, and trying to put out a new record right now. You know, so yeah, wild ride.
And there's a question for Troy coming in, and for whoever is leaving these questions, please leave like your first name or your initials or something like that. But they want to know, Troy, who is your favorite musical influence?
Beatles.
Izo Tamita. Tamita, yeah. This Japanese dude was one of the first to get a Moog synthesizer, and those early patch synthesizers, and he was inspired by Wendy Carlos, who prior to that was Walter Carlos. She started covering Bach's music on Moog synthesizers, and Tamita was inspired by that. And she did an album called Switched On Bach, so he did one called Switched On Rock under the name Electric Samurai, and it was like Beatles covers and stuff like that. And then he did his first official album under the name Tamita, and it was the work of Claude Debussy, and the album's called Snowflakes Are Dancing. And it's like Wizard of Oz out in outer space. It's just a beautiful thing that I've ever heard in my life. I know y'all thought I was going to say Radiohead or some shit like that, but nah, Tamita is, especially that album, Snowflakes Are Dancing, but I also love Cosmos. There's one called The Planets. It's got a song for every planet. There's a video that goes along with it. So you can get lifted on your CBDs and go to Mars if you want. You know, you can do anything you want with that. Yeah. You know, it's virtual.
I have
Troy, please send me like DM me all the things you just said, because I'm going to be listening to that all week.
Okay. Yeah. Same. I'll send you that album, and he also does this video of When You Wish Upon a Star. It's so beautiful that the guy I work with, I played it in one of the trucks that we were detailing, and the dude's like, "Man, I feel like I'm about to cry." I'm like, "Right."
Wow.
Yeah. Michael Jackson was mesmerized by this dude. That's something I didn't know until recently. This is after the guy died. He died like a year or two ago, but I found out very recently that Michael Jackson, there's a video of Michael over there, like, what's this dude? Let me turn this up. Like he's up in the studio with them, like jamming. I just thought that was the most awesome thing.
Wow.
One of the most influential musicians in the world.
He influenced Michael.
They're hanging out, and apparently they got the translator drunk on sake that night.
I think you should always do that when you have translators.
Yeah, if you got a translator, they ain't driving home.
That makes it a lot more fun.
I have one more question.
Pound sand up your ass.
I have one more question, and then I'll shut up. For Tom, what advice would you give to someone like Troy, whose star is just starting to rise in the music scene?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, I've already had wonderful conversations with Troy. I think he's got a fantastic head and his shoulders, and his talent is just tremendous. I would say keep doing what you're doing. Listen and learn from people that you look up to and respect, but also don't get easily swayed by any negative comments or someone who wants to like knock you down, because success is measured by how you feel you are doing. I certainly don't view success as in music as money or fame, but when strangers reach out to you saying that you've had an effect on them, which I've done, I've sent Troy messages before I met him saying he had an effect on me, so I think he's a success already.
Agreed. Agreed. Now, I know the Beatles are part of your influence because you sing them a lot, and we sang the Beatles together. We're going to sing more Beatles together. I also, when you sing, I sometimes hear a little David Bowie kind of in your voice.
Bowie's in space.
Yeah, man.
So your nipples get all pointy.
What?
That's getting a lot of mileage tonight.
I personally really have been enjoying his later album, Black Star.
Beautiful record.
Yeah, that song and the video, it's like the Labyrinth or like Pan's Labyrinth or something. You know, like a Maleficent, whatever that movie was. It reminds me of those movies.
He knew what
like
he was
Marlon
doing.
Brando. Maleficent.
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 He knew what he was doing too when he was doing that record. He knew he was about to pass away.
Yeah,
So
it's like,
it was like his one final
I'm in
thought.
heaven. Yeah, it's so powerful when you realize that connection that he knew he was on his way out, and he's like, "Look at me, I'm in heaven."
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
When I was a kid, my sister loved David Bowie. She was a huge David Bowie fan, so I listened to his albums with her all the time. And the song that made the biggest impact on me at that time, and again, I'm like 10 years old, was a song called "The Savior Machine," which is where they
you were
built this.
telling me about that. The other
Yeah,
day.
they built a computer that they thought was going to save the world. And that was his statement with that song. And again, as a kid, I remember drawing pictures of it, coloring pictures of a big computer that they, and that was just a very powerful, awesome song on one of his earlier albums. I think it was before Ziggy Stardust.
I'm gonna check that out.
So
same here.
I love the title. I love the title.
Yeah, oh, man. We hung out in Douglasville, you and I, and hung out in Atlanta. And everyone knows you, Troy. You are a very memorable guy. I mean, people were waving to you everywhere we went. So you're a very memorable guy. Why do you think that is?
Well, people always come up and say they know me, and they don't. I have a familiar face.
You're just saying you just have one of those faces?
I'll have people come up to me like, "Hey, do you ever go to this open mic in Marietta?" And I'm like, "Nah, I've never been to that open mic." "Well, I'm sure I met you there." And it's like, no,
you have a doppelganger.
Maybe
Bizarro Troy Moore.
Maybe it's sleepwalking, Troy.
I'm talking about the people that worked in the restaurants we went into. They all knew you. So, and they all went, "Hey, how you doing?" They called you by name. A lot of them.
That's in walking distance to my house, though. So of course everyone knows me there. Because I could go there back before I even drove.
The restaurant we ate in Atlanta, the waitress knew you.
They're in 5 Points.
She transferred from Carrollton. She was out in Carrollton at the Alley Cat, and that's one of the open mics.
Oh, okay.
Chip Cobb was asking if this is my studio, and yes, it is. This is my video center over here, and then the computer over there, that's where I do my audio stuff. I've got 2 computers. This one's really nice, and I use it for video because it's faster. And then that one, it's worn down from years of the Nature Channel. But that girl stuff in Atlanta, she was from Alley Cat, and she was a bartender, and so I guess she's working there now. And I used to love Alley Cat, and before that it was Little Vinyl Lounge under the Star Bar, hosted by Sky Page. Oh, wow. And that was the shit for a long time. And that's all I cared about and did. When I get up in an open mic, I get obsessive with it, and that's all I can think about doing. I go through the grind, the 5 days or 3 if I'm lucky of work days, and then I'm exhausted. 2 hours a day, I'm exhausted.
Well, yeah, the day that we goofed around at night, you had done like 10 hours with Sylvia.
Yeah, well, that's music.
She and I were both amazed that you were so energetic.
Music
that night.
caffeinates my nips, So it's just like when I do music, I get more energy.
3.
That's 3.
The nipple count is up to 3.
Music turns me into a dinosaur, man.
God Christ.
Hey, Roy, can you play us some music, my friend?
Well, yes, I can. Let me see what I can do here.
Why does he sound like the old man from Family Guy.
That doesn't sound like T-Roy. Yo, man, I'm gonna play some music.
I'm going back and play me this shit. You're starting to piss me off. Call me. La, da, da, da.
Oh, Jesus, dear. Now he's doing the other guy.
It's so humid.
He's doing that guy.
It feels like a baloney cave.
God, Jesus.
Troy, Sylvia's saying that she loved working with you. The 12 hours flew by. Can you just real quickly talk about what that was like?
Yeah.
Working on her record?
Well, we did it without a click track, and that made it more fun, because click tracks can be really annoying having to get the guitar part perfectly and then go back and redo the vocal, which is usually how I do it. We just decided to this is our first time recording. We just went without a click track after 30 minutes of me overthinking everything, and I finally came to the conclusion that would be the best way to go about it. And we just slayed. I don't know if it was like the breakfast that she brought, which was immaculate. It was gargantuous breakfast, and people were jealous. They were like, that breakfast looks amazing, but it's like it's enough to feed a family of 6 for 18 years. Yeah, it was amazing. My salad good, my salad bad, my salad do stuff your salad wish it had. I had some.
And for the record, we're going
she
to
just
go
did her
long
thing,
because
and
he
I
still hasn't played
captured it.
music yet.
And
This might be 2.5 hours before it's over.
oh, y'all want me to play some music?
Does anyone know what that? Does anyone know what that is?
Let me get to it now.
There he goes with the old
Is that a
man
squirrel,
from Family
man?
Guy voice again.
Down to business. Matt Damon on how.
That's Festus. Or Mr. Haney. Go ahead.
This is getting weird.
He's doing this on purpose. He's done this before.
Yeah, he's
not
doing
frozen.
Skype face. It's what Dennis Tardon does. He does Skype face.
A fly just flew behind you. That gets painful after a while, by the way.
He's gonna hold this for 45 minutes now.
We're gonna
just
go really
to spite
long,
us.
We're gonna go really long.
Robin Williams II, right here. It's because you know how Robin was anytime he went on a late night show. He would just go completely off the reservation, and that's what Troy's doing now. And he disappeared.
He just went to black.
Was it not a
It was not a Skype face. I'm pretty sure that he didn't intentionally do that. He's coming back right now, y'all. Here he is.
Oh, okay.
Here he is.
T-Roy.
I think it started out that way.
Troy, you scared the hell out of us.
Do y'all still want music or no?
Go for it, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think
really
we're good.
breeze again. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You're gonna give all of us a heart attack before this is over with.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's up. Like, I didn't do anything differently this time. But anyways, you're ready? So
yeah.
This one's called Solitude.
Okay.
No one to answer to the beauty of my solitude. I couldn't get you on the phone. You didn't throw a dog a bone, and I am just your guilty pleasure. I am just your guilty. She just loves your sweet sensation, practice your procreation. Loving you feels like masturbation, and I am just your guilty pleasure. I'm just your guilty pleasure. No flames are rising. All my love's arising. Now sharp surprises. I threw them out into the darkness of my solitude. Sympathy is your diversion to manipulate. You close the curtains, knowing to hear me scream, and your pillow eats all my dreams. And I am just your guilty pleasure. I am just your guilty. She just loves a sweet sensation. Practice your procreation. Loving you feels like masturbation. Now I am just your guilty pleasure. I am just your guilty pleasure. No flames are rising. All my love's arising. Now shit arising. I threw them out into the darkness of my solitude. No flames arising. All my love rising. No sharp surprises. I threw them out into the darkness of my solitude.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
This right here is why Troy Moore is going to be a household name by Thanksgiving.
By
That
Friday.
right there.
By Friday. I think by
That's that too.
Again, definitely some Lennon influence there. Definitely some Bowie.
Yeah.
Obviously, somebody said Jim Morrison in the comments.
Wow.
Do another one, please.
Another one? Okay.
Yes, please.
Just curious, Troy, what do you do to get that certain sound effect when you play?
I squeeze my butt cheeks.
Jesus Christ.
It's
echo.
it's a Boss pedal.
Oh, okay.
It's called the digital pitch lifter / delay. This pedal is so good. Every time I play with it, I have to take a bottom half shower. Mike, my worst.
Okay. The thing is he's so profound. Here's the thing about Troy Moore that is the enigma wrapped in a mystery is that he's so fucking profound. He's so compassionate. He's so kind. He's so gentle, and he's so fucking
Philanthropy.
crazy. And he's so fucking crazy, and I love
He's
it.
Robin Williams II.
I know Robin
No,
Williams.
I'm not Robin Williams. I just have hairy arms like him.
Again, watch the old Beatles movies. Watch how they are with people. Come on.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I love
He's
about
just
him.
he's ahead of his time as they were.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
am
whole-
not that good. Y'all just have the biggest heart. Okay, so here's the second one. More than words can stretch to say, my love grows every day in the direction that you're in. Never looking back, I could try, but I would fail to resist. I'm under a spell, blinded by you. I do what you do, and anything that you want. I wanna know, how do you feel? Do you feel the same? I wanna know, how do you feel? Do you feel the same as I do?
I could try, but I would fail to resist. I'm under a spell, blinded by you. I do what you do, and anything that you want. I want to know, how do you feel? Do you feel the same? I want to know, do you feel the same as I do? Your eyes don't harmonize with the words that you say. I can't see them clearly anymore. I can't see them clearly anymore. I won't know, how do you feel? Do you feel the same? I wanna know, do you feel the same as I do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
Thank you so
incredible,
much for
man.
that. Again,
Who's
he's
my
a very
boy?
knowledgeable techie for doing recording. His studio is a very nice studio. Hope you get that AC working though. But again, Sylvia will tell you he's a lot of fun to work with. He's very smooth. He knows what he's doing.
My AC worked.
My AC works now.
V formation.
Y'all hear that?
Tom, do you have
Y'all
any
heard
gigs
that?
coming up that we should know about? Anything that we should be looking forward to?
No, I'm just looking forward to hopefully reconnecting with you guys in August. Just continuing our BLT show with Lars and having more guests. I'm stepping back from actually playing from it for a while for some other responsibilities I have to take care of, but that will not stop me from promoting it and putting together flyers and just continuing to write music and keeping in touch with you guys, staying around beautiful, positive people like you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Troy, got anything coming up that we should know about?
Yeah, that festive bowl. The festive bowl.
The festival.
Yeah, that festival.
Are you talking about the one in
Which
August?
is
Yeah. No. It's like the last day of it is October 2nd, I think.
oh, that was the one you were telling.
Yeah, so it's 3 days, and I'm playing on the third day, which is a Saturday.
Okay.
And that festival is fun. Except for last time when I got thrown in the K-hole. That was the worst pain in my assholes.
And this will be in Atlanta?
It's wherever it said on the thing. I don't know. It's a bunch of exits. It's a bunch of exits. It's out on the farmland, and they do this every year. They've been doing it for a long time. And
in the general vicinity of
it's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia. Okay, well that
It's in Georgia. It's in Georgia.
I think the place he said was Bowden, Georgia. B-O-W.
Yeah, that sounds right. Bowel, Georgia.
Bowel, Georgia.
Yeah, it's down in Bowel, Georgia. Me and Cheryl Dean got married down there, and I went to school down there. I graduated honors. I did all the competitions down there, all the talent shows. I always lost to Jimmy Charlene and his ping pong playing parrot, but it starts to count.
Ping pong playing parrot. That's my new band name.
Ping pong playing parrot.
I want to play with you, Renee. I want to be.
All right, ping pong playing parrot.
Ping pong playing parrot. Opening for hot mayonnaise.
Hey Renee, can you say pop a couple pumpernickel butt knuckle?
If I could, I would, but I can't.
I think you can say it too.
What was it?
I think you could. I think you could.
On that bombshell, I think we might be about out of time.
Hey, Jonathan, what do
You
you
are
say? Me
correct,
and you
sir.
meet up after this. Me, you, and a stick of butter. What'd you say?
Thank you all for coming.
If you're gonna take the West Virginia route with that, I'm out. So
Thank you all for coming. With that said, we're out.
See y'all later, everybody. We'll be here all
See
week.
you all later.
Thank
Thank
you.
Bob. Thank you, Troy.
Christ
Thank you guys.
alive.
Love, much love.
Much
Love you
love.
guys. Love all y'all.
Love you.
Thank you, everybody.